Recently, I've done some work on the child maintenance service, as it's known in its current form, revealing some of the problems that have occurred in the way that they operate, in the way that they hound parents on both sides for monies, which, quite frankly, they don't owe. And it has caused so many problems. If you agree that the child maintenance service, at the very least, an inquiry needs to happen, then please subscribe to the channel, because you're among like-minded people here and we need to get these stories out. I've received another email from somebody with their actual circumstances and their story, and I want to read that to you now to add to the collection. So here we go. Hi there, Andy. Thanks for letting me get into contact regarding your recent video upload. I thought I'd let you know about my story regarding the child maintenance service, and I don't mind you mentioning my handle, the Cyber Salvager. It might encourage me to upload some more content onto my own channel. So go for it, at the Cyber Salvager. You can find that in the description below. When my marriage broke down in 2010, my ex-wife had driven me to the verge of bankruptcy. She then effectively pushed me out of my daughter's life and then sabotaged all my attempts to get back. Mediation, court proceedings, the lot, which had a profound effect on my mental health. In April 2019, she decided to report me to the CMS, as she had in her head that I owed more in maintenance than I was already paying by voluntary arrangement. The CMS based my payments on what I was earning in my previous job, and not taking into account that I had left that job and set up my own business venture a year before. That, and the fact they didn't make it clear to me that I had to stop paying into my ex-wife's account and start paying into theirs, led me into these arrears that I'm still paying off now. On the advice of a friend, I put in a claim for universal credit, which initially worked, except at the job centre instead that I had to be looking for work despite being self-employed. About 4 months later, I did some agency work, and it was great to be getting a bit more money into my bank account. Unfortunately, the CMS looked at this and declared that I was in full-time employment again. Not only did they increase my payments, but they backdated it to when I started claiming UC, so I pretty much lost all the money I'd made in the meantime. I protested to my local MP twice, and the CMS came back to me, apologising for their actions, but nothing really changed after that, especially when they said that I had missed one payment, making me pay twice, and then making me jump through hoops to prove that it was their cock-up. Then when I got the money back, they deducted some of my arrears from it. I was that frustrated that I sent a letter to the Prime Minister, who at the time was Boris Johnson, but apparently one of his aides had intercepted my letter and sent it to the CMS, as if to say, this is your problem, you deal with it. That was during the height of the pandemic, so it made me wonder who this aide was and whether or not this aide that took part in these alleged parties that took place during lockdown while I was stuck at home, unable to run my business, claim furlough or SEISS. More recently, I sent another letter to the Prime Minister, this time Rishi Sunak, to vent my frustrations. This time his secretary wrote back to me, telling me that the PM does not discuss individual circumstances or words to that effect. I then received another letter from the CMS just outlining what I'd mentioned in my complaint to the PM, which didn't help whatsoever. I'm still frustrated with it all. The PM bleats on about how he can improve the economy. I would like to play my part in that, but I find myself living hand to mouth because of the actions of the CMS that I think are nothing more than a government-backed extortion racket. I haven't even seen my daughter in 5 years. Going from what you've already read out in your videos, I thought this would make an extra impact. It certainly has a very big extra impact. The CMS get involved, wipe you out financially to the side of poverty, obstructive, taking every little bit of money. This is happening way too often, and it's got to stop. If you agree, let me know in the comments below. It'd be pretty hard pressed not to. It's disgusting. And if you have a story to tell, get in touch with me. If you want to see any of my other videos on the child maintenance service that I've done, you can start with this one right here. And I look forward to talking to you again soon. Toodaloo.